Hey guys, Boone down south here. I normally don't do these kind of reviews. I'm usually doing outdoor stuff, but just got me a Roku Streambar. So we're gonna do a review on this. This is gonna be your average man's review. I'm not an audiophile, but I do have a little bit of expertise. We'll give you the credits on what I know about this stuff in a few minutes. So hit that like and subscribe and stay tuned. Okay, so here's the deal. This is gonna be your average man's review. Like I said, I don't like pulling these sound bars and test them all out and do that kind of stuff. So this is gonna be your average person's review for this soundbar. I bought this myself. Nobody paid me to do this, but basically I do have some experience with this stuff. Several years ago, kids wanted a projector. We ended up going whole projector all out in the game room upstairs, and soundbars. I've been through a couple different soundbars, 2.1s, 5.1s, that kind of stuff. Also have some vacation rental cabins up in the Pigeon Forge area. If you want to see those, check them out at peacefulcabinrentals.com. But then those, I've got some theater rooms and set up some theater environments where I've got some different sound bars and so forth. What I've come to love are these TCL Roku TVs, and I put them in all my vacation cabins. So I've come to really be fond of Roku, okay? On one of the cabins that I've got, the builder put in some really cheap electronics, and he put in this TV that was a 65-inch, and it was in a theater room, a 65-inch TV, so we pulled that out and put a 10-foot projector screen up there and put the projector in and moved that to the living room. But anyway, it was a 65-inch A-Time TV. I'd never heard of this brand before, but it was a 4K TV, 65-inch, it was cheap, whatever. Anyway, long story short, I had a 65-inch go out, hit by lightning, and one of my cabins, it was a TCL Roku, had to replace it quickly, so I put another one out there, but it turns out you can fix these TVs rather easy. Maybe we'll talk about that some other time. But anyway, I fixed that one, put another cabin where this A-Time was, and basically I said, look, there's nothing wrong with this A-Time TV, so let me take it back to the house, and I just put it in my living room. Because normally we watch upstairs in the theater room area. But anyway, the sound, the video is fine, okay? I mean, sure it's not great compared to all these, Sonys and everything else, but it's good, it's not bad. But the sound, it's kind of like take a tin cup, put it on your iPhone. It just sounds horrible. So I need a sound bar down here. So like I said, I've got some experience with some Samsung sound bars, with some Vizio sound bars. But I thought this might be my solution here. It gives me the Roku capability and hopefully be better than the TV. I'm gonna go through installing this, setting it up. I can tell you already, it's horrible sound coming out of that TV. Or hopefully this will do better than that sound. I'm not expecting miracles. This is not 5.1, not surround sound, all that stuff. There's not going to be big bass with subwoofers and all that, although you can add wireless rear speakers and subwoofers to this from what I understand, what's all online. But I think this is going to be adequate just for occasional use watching TV down here in the living room. So we're going to hook it up on the TV behind me, back there, and see if it makes it sound better. And we'll let you know how it goes. All right, let's unbox this thing and see what we got here. All right, quick start guide. There's a sound bar. All right, that's what the sound bar looks like from the front side, top, and your ports on the back. So we've got the power port, we got an optical port, we've got HDMI, looks like USB, and a reset button. And by the way, they've angled these speakers, so you've got your center speaker and you got two speakers angling out to the sides to try to fill the room with sounds, what they say. So we'll see how this does. All right, so that's that. Let's pop this out of here. And then here's the rest of the goodies. So we've got our power cable, our power plug for the power brick. We've got our voice-controlled Roku remote. We have one of these on one of my Roku sticks here at the house, which we're going to replace this with and use that Roku stick somewhere else. Here's one thing about Roku. They're really easy. I mean, simple remotes, simple menus, really easy. That's why I put them in all my cabins. First of all, I love the quality of Roku. Really great for that stuff. All right, so then I've got my optical cable and looks like HDMI cable. So that's what I've got. So I'm going to go through the instructions. We're going to figure out what I'm going to do about mounting this thing. Oh, some batteries for the remote. And I was wondering if there's anything to mount this thing to the wall, but I don't see anything. There are some threaded screws back here. I'll have to dig around. Maybe there's something I'm missing in this box here. All right, so, bummer. I didn't realize this. I mean, it doesn't say it comes with it on the box, but I have yet to buy a soundbar that didn't include brackets. So there are no brackets to mount this to the wall. There are some M6 size screw holes supposed to fit a universal soundbar mount. So I didn't even know there was such a thing because I just always bought soundbars that had mounts no matter what the brand was. So anyway, I went ahead and ordered the mount that they recommend. Actually, if you go to their website and Google it, they tell you, yeah, here's what you need. They recommended one. I went and looked, it looked fine. So it was like 25 bucks worth on Amazon. I won't have that till Tuesday. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up, probably set it on a box or something underneath the TV to try it out. Kind of go from there. So let's get this thing set up. So I ordered the Excel Life recommended mounts for the Roku Streambar. So I'm going to get that set up and just got to mount a couple brackets to the wall, and then I think it just sits right in here in the grooves here. All right, so this is basically, you got two of these. Basically, this part will mount to the wall like such. This will slide out. So it's a universal mount. So, and basically you got some set screws here and here. So once you've got it set with your soundbar and they're locked in tight and there's some rubber padding on either side to clamp it in place, you just do your set screws. So it'll be offset a little bit from the wall, enough to account for the cables. So we're gonna get that hooked up. We'll show you what that looks like, and then we'll give you our final wrap up on our thoughts on this now that we've been using it for about a week now. So watched a lot of different things on here. So we'll give you the wrap up on all that. Oh yeah! This is the remote for the Roku Streambar. Okay, so one nice thing about Roku, it is across all my TCL Roku TVs and then Roku devices that I've got, the remote is pretty much the same. Very simple to use, up and down volume, mute on the side, on-off button up top, your home button, which takes you to the screen we're looking at right now. Then of course you've got your up and down arrows to move around on your menu for settings and everything else, and select what apps you want to use. You've got a button here where you can put the microphone on and speak into it. Open YouTube. All right, so you can do that. If I want to go back to home, I'm gonna hit the home button. Brings me back here. I've got, my fast forward, my rewind, my pause, and my play. This little asterisk button is to bring up different options when you're doing stuff here. But you got a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of apps that you can go out and search for. What's nice about Roku is you can go out and search for something. Think of something to search for. I'll just search for Dallas. And you come here to the side and you can say, well, let's see, Dallas Cowboys, yeah, Dallas. That was the old show back from the 80s, I guess, 70s and 80s. But if I click on this, it'll tell me what channels it's playing on. I can go find it on Prime Video, I can find it on Voodoo, TV. Sometimes you'll find where it's free on one service. So you can go out and search for all kinds of stuff. It searches all the platforms, which is really nice about Roku if you haven't used Roku before. Back to home. And then you got some quick buttons down here to get your Netflix, Disney Plus, Sling, and Hulu on this. And some of these remotes are different. They might have different options down here. Sometimes you'll see Amazon Prime on some of them. Sometimes you'll see different options down there. But that's pretty much it. So the remote is really super simple, and that's one thing why I have this in my rental cabins too, because it's just so easy to use. So, all right, a couple things about this. Your TV needs to have HDMI ARC. That ARC is audio return channel, and here's why that's important. Obviously, this is a wireless connected device that's going to stream, all your stuff through Roku and everything wirelessly through your home network. And then all that output is going to go out the HDMI cable to the TV. But I also have DirecTV here as well, or actually I got AT Uverse, okay? So I've got another HDMI port that goes directly to the TV that does not go through the soundbar. But what the HDMI ARC port on your TV does is audio return path. It lets the audio from other channels come back out and feed out to the soundbar. So I get the benefit of the soundbar when I'm streaming through Roku, but also when I'm using the other HDMI port directly on a TV that's connected to AT Uverse to get my other cable TV service through, if you will. All that audio is being sent over to the soundbar as well. So that's the purpose of that. You might need to turn what's called CEC on. Manufacturers call that different things, so you might have to look that up. But CEC is a way that lets the remote be able to control, or the soundbar and TV control each other as far as volume changes, so forth like that. So when I'm adjusting with a straight TV remote, adjusting the volume, it's adjusting the soundbar. It's passing that through with a CEC. All right, it's all set up now. I got it mounted. Looks good, sounds good. Look, this is not necessarily your high fidelity soundbar that you're going to throw out and put in a big theater room. For the living room, it's absolutely great for this. It fills the sound. All my kids, my family, they were like, oh, this makes what a difference. This TV is an A-time TV, and the sound is just, like I said in the beginning, it's horrible. But the video on it's fine. It's a big 65-inch. It's here in the living room. It's just an extra I put up here. But the sound was awful, and this was on sale for $99. I think it normally retails for $129. Got on sale for $99, and it fills the bill. So I didn't have to go out and buy a big TV, whatever. We don't watch a lot of TV here in this room anyway, but it's plenty to fill the living room. So it may be small in size, but it will fill the living room with sound. You're not going to get the beefy basses. Now, there are some add-ons you can buy to it, but I didn't do that. Where you can get a subwoofer and remote speakers as well to increase the audio. It's plenty enough for the living room to do what I want to do. So for the $99 price point, I am happy with it, and my family is happy with it. They're very glad to be able to watch movies and be able to understand the audio better, because that was a big thing when people were talking and stuff. This TV was just so tinny. It was really not good. Soundbar definitely improved that. So that's kind of what you're looking for a living room type thing. Not necessarily a full-blown theater setup or anything like that. It's not a big enough soundbar for that. But for your living room, you want to add some better, beefier sound to your TV setup. This will fit the bills. My family's happy with it. I'm happy with it. I love the Roku stuff. I didn't go through the Roku setup, but it's standard if you've ever set up Roku before. You can connect this to your wireless network. I'm sure there's thousands of videos on that already. Connect to your wireless network. It'll take you to your account on Roku. You have to go log in, set up an account. You can add channels to it and add all these other Roku apps to it and go from there. So it's pretty straightforward from that perspective. Anyway, give this thing a thumbs up. So y'all hit that like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Oh yeah.